Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want you to imagine, if you will, a world that is completely, overwhelmingly empty. The god Pangu has just separated the sky from the earth. There are these towering mountains, super deep rivers, and a vast, endless sky. But a profound silence just echoes across the landscape. Today, we're exploring the ancient Chinese myth Nüwa made people. It's a truly beautiful story from our source material that explains exactly how this spectacular but totally silent world finally got its spark of life.
Okay, let's dive into this. This world is so big, but I'm alone. Man, that carries a lot of emotional weight, doesn't it? This isn't just some powerful deity looking down from on high. This is the goddess Nüwa, experiencing a deep, aching sense of isolation. And that incredibly relatable human emotion, loneliness, is actually the very spark that ignited the creation of humanity in this ancient story.
So, to set the stage properly here, Pangu made the whole world. He did all the heavy lifting, quite literally carving out the physical environment. He created the grand, expansive skies and the dense, heavy earth down below. But there's a major piece of the puzzle missing. Humans did not exist yet. The world was kind of like a grand, meticulously designed stage that was just desperately waiting for its actors to arrive.
Our text uses a really crucial word here, exist, to be present in the world, to be real or alive. What's truly fascinating is that at this point in the myth, humanity literally had zero reality. We weren't even a concept yet. We simply were not present in this massive empty space. Nüwa was going to have to conceptualize us entirely from scratch. And this brilliantly illustrates our goddess Nüwa feeling that deep pang of loneliness we just talked about. So she visits the riverbank. She isn't just wandering aimlessly, though. She's actively looking for a solution. She stares down at the wet, muddy clay beneath her feet along the river. And in that soft earth, well, inspiration finally strikes her. Nüwa physically gets her hands dirty. Step 1, she begins to shape little figures out of the wet mud. Just imagine the cool, pliable clay in her hands as she carefully works it. Step 2, she gives them round heads, arms, and legs, carefully modeling them to have distinct features. And then, the real magic, step 3, she blows on them. Her breath is the literal breath of life, bringing these tiny, handcrafted pieces of earth completely alive. A figure is a bodily shape or form, especially of a person. I really want to emphasize that these little shapes of mud were the absolute first human figures to ever grace the planet. Nüwa didn't just snap her fingers and make them appear out of thin air, right? She took the time to intricately craft each individual figure, one by one, lovingly giving them their unique shape and form. But wait, our source text points out a very practical problem. This was entirely too slow. Think about the scale of her problem for a second. She is trying to populate an entire, massive world that stretches all the way out to the horizon. Hand sculpting the entire human race, just one little mud figure at a time, that is a major bottleneck. Nüwa quickly realized she needed a much faster method if she was ever going to cure her loneliness and actually fill this giant world with life.
So, the crucial point is, she completely upgrades her tech. She moves away from the incredibly slow, methodical hand-shaping method and invents a brilliantly fast and efficient technique, swinging a muddy twig. This is just a great moment because Nüwa transitions from being a lonely goddess into this highly active inventor, figuring out an ingenious way to essentially mass-produce humanity. The action word that makes this mass production possible is swing. To move back and forth, you can almost hear the sharp snap as she breaks off a long twig from a nearby tree. She plunges it deep into the thick, muddy water, and then, with a powerful, energetic motion, she swung it across the air. She just flicks the mud in wide, sweeping arcs across the empty ground. And it's an incredible moment. The mud instantly becomes little figures. Every single drop of wet mud that splatters onto the ground magically transforms. Hundreds, then thousands of tiny people appear all at once. She blows her breath over the vast landscape, and suddenly the earth is incredibly, vibrantly populated. The long, echoing silence of Pangu's world is finally broken. The result was just pure joy. The figures all came alive. They immediately started to play and run around. The world became much more fun. And just like that, humans finally came into being. I actually really love the core takeaway from our source text here. In a lot of ancient mythologies, humans are created to serve the gods or to fight these grueling, terrible wars. But in this story, humanity's fundamental purpose was simply to bring joy, company, and life to a lonely world.
We were literally made to play and make things fun.
Which brings us to our final thought. If, according to this beautifully simple ancient origin story, we were literally created out of the river mud to bring fun to the world, well, how are you doing that today? Are you bringing joy, energy, and life to the spaces around you, just as Nüwa hoped we would? It's a fantastic question to carry with you. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll see you next time.